What's up, motherfuckers? Nordic Yakubboev is so close to qualify to the Gandhi tournament after outplayed Gabriel Sargissian in the 5th round of the World Cup. So I'm going to show us the game who helped him to advance to the next round. Okay, he opened with d4, d5 by Sargissian, c4, e6, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3. Here, I thought in some video black had many moves, bishop b4, c6, c5, but he chose bishop b7, bishop f4, sword castle, e3. I analyze a game between Samuel Sankan and Daniel Duboff, where Duboff plays b6 here, which is a normal move, followed by bishop a6 or c5. But Sargissian goes for c5 TLD. I really like this move, challenging in the center, it looks so natural. And now Yakubboev goes for a too aggressive way to play with d takes c5, bishop takes and queen c2. Now preparing the open d5 for a rook, but he prepared the open d5 for a rook, but placing the king on c1. Very interesting idea. Here the two main moves are, I remember that long castle was one, I also remember that rook d1 was the other main move, but I don't know exactly. Okay, yes, of course, rook d1 was one of the main moves, and the other main move was long castle, played by Yakubboev. Now the idea is entering a social position with opposite color, with opposite side castles, where white is long castle and black is short castle. So now the game is going to be so sharp and with yes, with incredible attacks in the king sides. So yes, the game now turns into so difficult. Bishop b7 by Sargissian. Okay, the theory is still, because there are 1000 games, so both players know the theory. He is still playing so good. Bishop b7, king b1, improving the king, typical move. a6, covering b5, and maybe he wants to play b5 one day and sacrifice this pawn. That's the idea, or just take on, lose more natural, sorry. Not that. For example, h4, now there are ideas with take and b5. That's the main purpose of h6. Can push b5 after take on c4. Now, in the opposite side castles, you should attack fast. It used to be a race of who player is reaches early the opponent's king on the opponent's sword castle. So, the opponent's castle, sorry. So, black plays a6 to gain fast with d takes and c4. So, white makes the same, playing h4, trying to through the pawns and attack the black king. Rook d8, normal moves, developing the rook. And now g4. I thought that this is a race, so you cannot be slowly with rook g1, later g4. No, no, no. You should go fast and sacrifice the pawn. Doesn't matter if because you are more free to sacrifice the pawn, because if your opponent take it, open fights are open for your rooks and for your pieces and against your opponent's king. So that's the idea of the opposite castles, side castles. Just advance the pawn, and doesn't matter if your opponent take it, because this is going to open here on files. He's so fine, sorry. And now black is still with his idea of take here and play b5. But here, incredibly, b5 is a mistake who looks like the most natural move, because okay, you play e6 and it takes e4 just to play b5 with a tempo. But the machine say that this is a mistake, incredibly, and the machine play in a very strong way. Okay, the machine suggests some moves, but the main move that he suggests to machine the equal with knight g4. If the machine here likes knight g4, I really like the white position. This if knight g4 was the best move. First, because it's not easy to play that, and second, because after knight g4 looks like white have an incredible initiative. With, for example, here you can play knight g5 dearly, knight f6 and knight e4, trying to trade this knight to reach h7 with the queen. Takes, and I really prefer white here. White have more active pieces, more development, more open fights against the opponent king, and black only have a extra pawn who have not so much value in this position. Rook d8 here was another possibility, and now rook e1 and bishop d3, and I really think that white is putting so much pressure in this position, but okay, the machine says equal, but if, like I thought, if knight g4 here was the best move, I think that the opening choice by white is very good, so I'm going to copy this opening idea for my own games, because looks like the position is easier to play by white. Other black options here was rook d1 and knight g4, who is more the similar that we analyzed previously. Knight g4, knight d4, or knight d4, rook g1, knight g3. Okay, we have this 3-4 repetition. But okay, you can play knight g5 and knight e4. I really like that. And e5 was the other interesting move here, opening the light square. So e5 looks more or less natural. By the way, you should calculate so much because we have rook d8, bishop takes, leaving the e7 square to after some g takes f6, not have the bishop under attack. So g5, e takes, g takes, bishop f6. Now the bishop gains alive. Knight d5, bishop e6, trade, and rook e1. And okay, the machine say that this position is equal, but looks so scary for black, of course, to calculate everything. But okay, Sargissian play b5, which is a completely natural move. The problem of b5 is that rook d8 is a little bit of refutation. I don't want to say refutation completely, but rook d8 was so annoying. Because after, for example, bishop d8 looks the most natural. Always, not always, but it looks more natural all the time to recapture with the bishop because the bishop is not so bad on the 8th. On the bishop used to be bad place on the first rank, not good place, not good place, but not bad place. But the knights, yes, used to be so bad in the first rank. So bishop d8 was the natural move. Bishop d3, attacking 7, coming with 94 one day. Before 94, of course. Bishop d7, take. Bishop h7, king f8, bishop d6, bishop e7, and rook d1. And okay, this is not winning for white, but yeah, it's close. It's yes, in one fail for black, and you are going to lose the game. But okay, instead of that, he played bishop b3, who looks completely normal and completely natural move. Bishop b7, knight g5, and now yes, the next move are incredible, but both players are playing so good. Rook d1, and rook d8. So logical, trying to trade rooks and have less pressure. It looks so natural. And now I really like this move of Yakubboev in rook c1 because in some lines. White is going to enter on a7 with the queen and or with a bishop, and the black king is going to have some troubles, and it's going to be easier for white to attack with rooks over the board than without rooks. So I really like this move of rook c1 because okay, yes, black want to trade the pieces and put down the pressure, but rook c1 maintaining more pieces to attack. I really like this move. Not easy to understand, but I really like. But now later we're going to see the ideas of have the extra rook. So here before by Sargissian, very logical. 94, trying to trade this knight to reach a7 with the queen. Knight takes, queen takes, bishop g5. Finally he should trade the bishop pair because if not, white is reaching a7 with the queen. So you should take here. And now white have won the bishop pair. And apart black, white is attacking the rook. He played rook c8, which is a very good move. Rook d2 was another possibility, but here we have this piece sacrifice with bishop e6, a6, bishop f6, two piece sacrifice, incredible. Queen c7, bishop d5, and very difficult position. And they could reach that, and after d5, yes, the machine say that this is more or less equal, but I think that white is putting so pressure, because just the black king is a little bit unsafe. But okay, the position is more or less balanced. But okay, rook c8, very good move of Sargissian. A4 by Yakubboev, very good move, closing the queen side. A6, bishop f4. And now finally Sargissian makes a mistake, but this is because the game was so difficult and both players are playing perfectly until here. And we are in the move, only the move 23, but this is a very difficult game. So have so much merit to play here so well until here. He made the mistake of knight d8. The best move here was queen d8. Not easy, but can look like the queen was a little bit misplaced here, and on d8 is attacking h4. So that's okay. Look, tries to play queen d8 to okay to take on h4. You are not thinking in this type of position. You are not thinking about take a simple pawn. But okay, that's the move of the machine, queen c8. And now the problem of queen d8 is that he avoid bishop c4, bishop c2, d6, rook d1. Yeah, rook d7. So white is so active. But with bishop is a8, the machine say that white is defending. Bishop g3, queen c4, and f4, and but of course I really like the white position here. Black have an extra pawn, but white have so much initiative. So I think that white is better here. So yes, in general, all the time the white position is easier to play. That's the problem of this line. That of course an ordinary black play absolutely perfect, but his position all the time, thanks to his good opening choice, of course, he doesn't reach his position like he chose a good opening where the machines is equal, but all the time was easier to play by with white. And 98 mistake because queen d3, and after take, it's not clear why 98 is a mistake, but okay. It's just that white have the bishop pair and the b4 pawn could be weak one day. Rook takes, take bishop d5, and now very important move bishop c2, maintaining the bishop pair. You cannot trade, of course, and now attacking e7, and now black avoid um, allow sorry queen e7, but okay, this position is still defending, but here black should defend with or with d5 and king d7, who looks difficult, or king d7 DLD. Okay, this move is more normal. Bishop d5, queen e1. Okay, normal. Okay, not completely normal. Bishop f3, queen d3, and looks like white is defending. But okay, after here the position is not so clear. Of course, white is in the good side of the equal. So uh, finally, Sargissian made a decisive mistake, but it's because his position is so difficult to defend. So for that reason, he finally failed with knight c6, and after queen g7 and queen f8 and bishop e3, very good move, closing the queen and giving the d6 square for the queen. King d2, and now the white king have no checks, so check and now trade queens. Very good move of Yakubboev, and finally Sargissian resigned, so Yakubboev he advanced to the next round of the World Cup. Congratulations to Nordirbeck, and let's see if he still advancing rounds. Bye bye, motherfuckers.